Sweden's two main political parties are in a deadlock after Sunday's national election. To get anything done, they're gonna have to work with each other or walk back a promise to never reach out to the Sweden Democrats. They're a far-right anti-immigrant party that won 17% of the vote, the biggest increase for any party.
On the face of it, Södertälje looks like almost everywhere else in Sweden. But this Stockholm suburb, the birthplace of tennis legend Björn Borg, is unique.
Var ska ni? Är du på väg hem nu? Nej. Jo.
Charlotte Waltersen Fridén is the principal at the Vasa School in Södertälje. Her students reflect the country's dramatic changes.
So what is the kind of ethnic breakdown of the school? I also didn't see many what people would think were traditionally Swedish people.
No, and if you look at that, I think I have one family with what you could call like an ethnical Swedish background. And with that, I mean that they have parents and grandparents that lived here and are Swedish.
A white family?
Yeah.
You have one?
Well, yeah.
In the whole school?
Yeah. I have 3 students, one family.
How many students are there here?
608.
Explain that to me, actually, as a Swede. What is it to be Swedish?
Well, I thought I knew, but then I'm kind of asking myself the same question, because I have students that don't have Swedish with them, even though they lived and they're born here. So that's quite a challenge.
In Södertälje, you can essentially live a normal life without ever speaking Swedish.
Yeah, well, at least in this area. Here, it's difficult for me not having Arabic, getting along.
Södertälje has one of the largest immigrant populations in the country. More than half of the people here were born abroad. Most are Christians from Syria and Iraq. That's up from 13% just 10 years ago.
What do I need? Pythagoras. Pythagorean theorem. Say Pythagorean. Do you know what it's called, Arabic? Okay, ask your father what it is.
Sweden has accepted more than 50,000 asylum applications every year since 2000. The peak came in 2015, when 163,000 people applied, the highest rate per capita ever recorded in the European Union. And Sunday's results show that the taboo around questioning Sweden's immigration policy is changing.
Så det handlar om prioriteringar. Och ja, vi prioriterar de människor som bor i Sverige först. Det är så, du har rätt.
Men om alla andra länder tänker så som ni tänker om att vi ska prioritera de som lever redan här, alltså först i landet.
De flesta länder gör det redan.
Andreas Börjesson joined the Sweden Democrats in 2014. On Sunday, he won a seat on Södertälje's city council. But the Sweden Democrats still managed to come third in local elections.
Nej, precis.
Men om man bara har en hijab, så
ja, hijab så att säga, alltså, det har vi inget förslag på förbjudet. Det handlar om heltäckande.
Det är okej alltså.
The fact that Sweden Democrats now wield serious power and will likely play the role of kingmaker in forming a new government is shocking, considering the party has long been discounted as a fringe band of racists.
The Sweden Democrats were started by people who had Nazi backgrounds.
Yeah, I must say I haven't read up on the history completely. I've heard a lot of stories. I've heard from both.
Oh, come now. You're a member of the party, and the claim is frequently that the party that you're a member of was started by Nazis. I do a bit of reading.
Absolutely. No, I've read on it, but I haven't. What I mean is I haven't completely gone into research and try to look up everything. But I absolutely read like articles.
That's true, though, isn't it?
Yeah, there were members of people who were from a Nazi background who were part of starting the party. Absolutely.
Let's go back to that moment. Sweden Democrats are rising. They're becoming a force in Swedish politics. And your impression of them at the time is that they're racist?
Everybody was very concerned with the Swedish Democrats, saying they were racist, and there was a lot of propaganda targeted towards them. But then in 2011, the alliance made a pact to change the policies of illegal immigrants in Sweden, where they would have the same rights as legal immigrants, or the Swedish population in general. In my opinion, Sweden's responsibility, the government's responsibility, is to its citizens in first place, and then you can try to consider how you can take care of or help other countries or people.
Börjesson's next-door neighbor, Asherina Hermes, is a Swedish citizen too, but not the kind his party is fighting for. Hermes, a school teacher, arrived in Södertälje as a teenage refugee from Iraq almost 20 years ago. She's worried about the rise of the Sweden Democrats.
The neighbor's right here. We talked to them today. You know that he is going to be in the city council in Södertälje as a representative of Sverigedemokraterna. Yeah. What do you think about that?
It's very sad because our Sweden is built on tolerance and human rights and equality. And if you think there's a difference between people, culture, and religions, you cannot have that beautiful Sweden we had today.
So when did you feel that Södertälje changed? Or that the Swedish attitude changed?
Yeah. When I came to Sweden in 2000, it was no right-wing nationalist in the Swedish parliament, and people wouldn't open with their political opinion. But nowadays, racist remarks is more common. They are little, 7 and 5 years, but they know about SD, for example. They discuss these issues in school, and I'm worried for their future.